Welcome to the podcast. The most important thing that's going to happen in this podcast is we're going to talk about my Blu-ray player.
Okay, so listen to that and pay attention.
Nikki, I want you to know that I have purchased 3 LG TVs in my life.
Yeah.
3 of their Blu-ray players.
And
so if I would say to them as a company, like up until this point, I've had great confidence in their products. And now they have flushed that confidence down the toilet. And if I told them that, they would just be like,
it doesn't matter to them.
Who cares, whatever. But I really have had a ton of confidence in buying LG products.
But now you're soured by them, and you should have included that in your tweet yesterday.
Yeah, I'm sure that they'll get it. Again, they're not going to care. Like, they won't care. And they'll think if I tell them about the products that I bought,
doesn't matter.
I'm making it up. This guy's just whatever.
Well, in this podcast, you'll hear more about the continuing saga of Obadiah and his 4K Blu-ray player. And now, well, it's been personal this whole time.
It's gotten
but
personal.
But now it's the next level, and you've only got 6 days left.
Now I've moved into despondency. It's just over. Other things we talk, Dr. Pepper. We talk about the new Obadiah Plays, which you can find at RIOT.RadioU.com.
You can watch Obi play the Marvel Ultimate Alliance
3. The Dark Order.
So that's the Obadiah Plays.
The Black Order.
The Black, that's in my... It's over there.
Whatever.
You'll find out what it is, but you can watch him play that. So when you're done with the podcast, head over there and do that.
We also talk Avengers, a bowl, which that's probably my favorite thing today, actually. Talk about the gym, North Korea's new sub. That sounds delicious.
Not a sandwich. No, the other sub. A submarine, which still is not the sandwich.
I think as far as everyone else is concerned, the most important thing we really talked about today was Nikki's septum.
Well, if I choose to get another piercing, what do we think?
And a lot of people didn't like me having an opinion.
Well, you'll hear the opinion, but I appreciate your opinion. I'm just still processing my thoughts on it and what I want to do.
Yeah.
I got time. My nose is not going anywhere. I could do it whenever I want.
Think about this, Nikki. Do you have time? If you died tonight, would you have your septum pierced?
Would I be sad that I never had the chance?
Mm-hmm.
Well, since my nose is already pierced, I'm okay. This is an addition, so it's not really like, don't hold your nose where it would go.
Gosh. I was just thinking in terms of like, if somebody was like, I'm going to jam this through there, I'd be like,
no.
I'll tell you what I'm going to jam through.
Which is why you're going to have to come with me.
I can think of at least one more place this could go. Now get away from me.
So listen to it in the podcast and let me know your thoughts.
All right. So you guys enjoyed today's podcast?
Absolutely. You can text us anytime you want to. If it comes and we're not in the studio, we won't reply back like if it's like 3 a.m. But no, we got your text. Just say it's for the Riot. You can text 877-2-RADIO-U, or if easier, just message us at RadioU Riot on our Facebook page. Make sure you follow us there.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great day.
Bye.
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported Radio U.
Nikki was noticing my shirt. I wore a brand new shirt yesterday. She never noticed it. I had to point it out to her.
Well, eventually I did, and now I definitely noticed because your shirt is right at the line of the board in front of me, so all I see is Cookie Monster's like eyes.
Yeah.
And then ookies.
It's got Cookie Monster on it.
Is it like is it the Gold's Gyms or something like that?
It says Cookies Gym. Go gym, eat cookie.
It's a nice statement piece of a shirt, I say.
when I read that, go gym, eat cookie, I was like, that's me.
That's wrapped up in one shirt.
That's me. Go gym, eat cookie. It's perfect.
He goes to the gym and he eats cookies.
I just, I was looking for shirts.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, that's a good one.
Gotta wear something.
That's a good one. I'll take that one. And so...
Are we wearing all new shirts this week?
Yes,
is this something I'm supposed to be?
I bought 5 new shirts. And so it's only a 4-day work week for me.
Yeah, you got back from vacation.
I'll be into next week wearing new shirts.
You got new shirts and all.
Yeah. So, boy, there's nothing as great as wearing a new shirt the first time before it's been through the washer.
Do you wash it, though, right when you get it before you wear it?
No.
You just don't. You just go straight into the shirt?
I go straight into the shirt because it will never be as comfortable again.
I know. It loses
as
something.
It is the first time that you wear it. Maybe if I dry cleaned it or something. I've actually thought about it. Like, okay, how can I preserve this experience?
No, I think we're just supposed to do as gentle as possible. All we wear, by the way, our work wear is T-shirts.
That's right.
They're printed tees. They're not even just,
I had that conversation
t-shirts.
with my mom. She was like, I told her, I was like, oh yeah, I bought some new shirts. She was like, just a bunch of t-shirts? And I was like, Mom.
That's work.
I was like, that's workwear for me. And she's like, you know what? I never thought about it like that.
You have to have 5 days of something, don't you?
I'm not, what am I going to wear? Polos to work? I'll get some khakis too.
We don't have
some
to.
Penny loafers.
We just wear t-shirts and jeans.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the week and then into next week of your new shirts.
I'm excited about it.
You should be posting a shirt of the day, your OOTD. That's something you should totally be about when you've got something like that you're wearing.
You're right. I really should.
Should have been making it a thing.
Well, you know what, Nikki? I mean, we're only on day 2. I still have time.
You want me to take a nice, we'll put you against the wall over there or something? We'll get you a nice outfit shirt.
I don't know if I want everyone. I don't know if I want to see the whole body.
Okay,
maybe we'll just go with the whole shirt.
Just the Cookie Monster?
If you want to know the truth, it's funny that you bring this up because the last time I did a round of shirts, I did what you're talking about. And do you know what you did?
What?
You made fun of me for doing that.
Well, yes.
You were like, oh, what? Are you going to post a different shirt every day?
Now
oh, my gosh.
Now you should.
So, what? Last year,
you can't make
I was
me happy.
an idiot. Why are you doing that? Like, oh, my gosh, you're so ridiculous.
Now this year, you're inspired. Will you make up your mind, please?
No, I think it comes down to whatever I pick, you're not going to like it.
I'm going to go the opposite?
Yeah,
well, I think you should do the shirt thing.
Okay. All right. This time I will.
Last year, you didn't have this. Now that you have the Cookie Monster shirt.
That's fair.
I mean, now you have to show it.
You know, I can remember plainly, I took a picture of my shirt and I used the mirror to take a picture and you're like, oh my gosh, did you take a picture of that in the mirror?
Now, I don't remember this. Are you thinking that's what happened?
That's because you shot poison deep into me and I was affected.
You can't get it out.
But for you, you're just like, it's just
Tuesday.
That
was just a normal day.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Reminder that the Radio U Christmas in July channel, hosted by the Riot, is up and available for you to listen through next week. So through this month, you can listen to Radio U Christmas songs and it could be okay. Because it's our Christmas in July channel.
Also want to say thanks to Nikki, who celebrated Christmas in July a full day early. It is Christmas Eve in July.
It is.
And she provided not just for herself, but me also, a Diet Dr. Pepper.
I put it in the fridge yesterday. I put a couple because I was like, I want it crisp and cool.
You want it cool.
And then this morning when I was packing my breakfast and my snack, I grabbed one for me and then I was like, you know what? Why don't you just put a second one in there? It's good, isn't it? It is
really
good.
is.
It's like the eggnog of summer.
There's a whole marketing campaign there.
I know.
Diet Dr. Pepper, the eggnog of summer.
Or you need like a Diet Coke flavor that has eggnog with it.
That might be the best. Where are you guys? Where are you on that? It's the eggnog of summer.
Only good during Christmas in July will that marketing work, but it's something.
I love it.
So you can check out our Christmas in July channel. That's at RadioU.com, our free Radio U app, and our Roku channel if you've not yet downloaded that.
And hey, while you're there checking out stuff, you'll also see a brand new Obadiah Plays. Yesterday, I spent some time with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I'm getting it out of my bag.
Did you like it?
You know what? I thought it was okay.
Oh, really?
I did not get into it the way that I thought I would. The other thing I couldn't decide was, was my heart in the right place?
Maybe it was because you've been traveling and you were tired, so maybe you were not in the right space.
Yesterday was my first day back, and if you actually
did it turn into work?
Kinda. If you watch, I streamed for about an hour, a little over an hour. And if you watch, I think you can see that there are big segments where I'm not talking. And I actually reminded myself, I'm like, hey, you gotta
talk here.
Talk and stuff. Because I was tired. For sure.
Maybe you should try it again another day.
Well, you know what? I actually thought I've got a couple other games that I want to play. And I was like, well, I should go out and I'll trade and I'll get that. And I thought, no. Don't rush it.
Yeah, just take your time. You could always just borrow it again.
You got an Obadiah Plays out of it. That's the important thing. And now you can just come back to it later.
Well, we're really selling it.
Which is what I think I'm going to do.
We're selling it, aren't we?
Well, you know what? The thing about it is, though, it really is a great game. Like, I enjoyed it. I'll tell you what I think was the problem. You spend the first 45 minutes or so of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Switch. You spend it playing as the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I mean, the Guardians are fine, and I like the movies and stuff, but that's not really what I came for. And then about 45 to 50 minutes in, then you run into Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and like all these characters, Spider-Man. And once I started playing with them, I became
more fun.
Enormously more interested in the game. But I also was like, okay, I wanted to have a little nappy as soon as I can.
It just took a long time to get into it.
Yeah, so I actually feel like if I went back to it a second time, I'd be way more into it than I was the first time around because I could play with the characters I wanted to play with.
Well, if you want to watch Obi play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, that is up at both our RadioU Riot Facebook page, and you can watch on our RadioU Riot YouTube channel. Subscribe and follow. You should be getting notifications for both if you want to watch us there.
Yeah, and if you can't figure out what any of that is, we've got all of it at riot.radiou.com. You'll find it there. But in general, I mean, your first day back, you had to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Tough day, right?
Not the worst way to start the week.
So other people are like, oh, slaving in the office. You're like, no, I got to go to play the video game.
It's tough out there, guys.
Well, I'm glad you pushed through, even though you were tired and you worked on it. And you played that game.
Sometimes I do hate myself just a little. It's not a lot.
And you could do it all while wearing your work T-shirts. So it's just really good.
You can't see my Hawkins Middle School AV Club T-shirt.
We are fortunate people, and we understand that.
It could be a lot worse.
Hey, so what do you think of Obadiah?
The truth is, he's not a very nice person.
Okay, well, what about Nikki?
The very best there is.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Hey, while we're on the Marvel stuff, did you see that it became official, I guess yesterday, the Avengers Endgame is now the highest grossing movie of all time?
Yes, but not according to Inflate or a few.
Okay.
It's that thing. They've been saying that. You have to add that to it.
Nikki is right. Every time somebody wins something like, yeah, but not according to inflation.
So if you counted all the older movies, I don't know. It's just, it's got an asterisk to it.
It goes like this. If you adjust for inflation, or if you just go by ticket sales, then the all-time box office champion is Gone with the Wind. Now that's part of the Marvel universe. It's
Scarlet,
Thor 4, Gone with the Wind. So the other thing,
someone's now like, I need to watch that.
The other thing that I do feel like you have to throw in, though, is think about this. Like, there is adjusted for inflation, but also keep in mind when Gone with the Wind was in movie theaters, they didn't have TVs.
They didn't have other entertainment to keep you from going there.
They were just like, well, we can move this dirt pile over there, or we can go see Gone with the Wind.
But it was like a really long experience, too. Didn't you have to have a break in between some of that stuff?
They probably had, intermission was common. I've never seen Gone with the Wind.
So you would only go and see it maybe once, whereas like with
I think people would go many times.
You think?
Oh, absolutely.
But it costs like 10 cents.
How do you afford
that?
And the other thing, think about this. They didn't have air conditioning, but movie theaters did. So
even back then?
Yeah. That was actually a huge draw of movie theaters back in the summers, was that you didn't have air conditioning at home, but a lot of times they would advertise, hey, we've got air conditioning. So you would go in the evening, in the heat of the day, you go to a movie theater that's air conditioned, you watch a movie, you come down, it would be cooled down outside.
Did you even have popcorn at home? Like, do you even know how to do that? Or do you have snacks?
They ain't got no popcorn.
They had nothing back then.
Right.
That's why it still deserves the awards.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like you need a whole picture. So it's not just there's adjusted
ticket
for
pricing.
Inflation, but there also is this idea that there was nothing else to do.
Yeah, but nowadays you still go to the movies sometimes when it's too hot outside.
Well, yeah.
That can still happen.
So here's where we are. Avengers is now the top movie of all time. It beat out Avatar. And here's what I love. People are like, well, them Avatar sequels are coming out. Bro, nobody's going to be like, well, I got to see Avatar 2 as many times as I can.
15 or how many years since Avatar 1?
It's been, I think it's 9 or 10 years.
Too long.
I don't think, this is a complete side note, probably a whole other discussion. When this Avatar sequel comes out, I don't think people are going to go running out to see it.
Don't say that, because then they will. Everybody does opposite of you.
Nobody loved Avatar like they think they do. They think they love it. But when you go back and watch it now, you're like, wait, Why did we like this so much?
Well, you have 2 and 3 coming because they
And
did them
4.
both at the same time.
They're filming 3 Avatar
All of
movies
those?
right now. Yeah.
Well, you have plenty to look forward to.
Well, you know what? I feel good about Avengers Endgame being at the top. I never felt good about Avatar being there.
And we can't stand Gone with the Wind.
If it hadn't been in 3D, it would have never made all that money. All right? There, I said it. Let's get
Got a lot
real.
of thoughts on that.
One day, a heroic time traveler will go back in time to make sure none of this ever happens. Until then, it's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
You know, it's fair season. As all across the United States, county fairs, state fairs, local fairs, country fair, whatever you got fair.
It is the season. Even though I forget, it goes all the way into the fall.
Oh,
really
yeah.
depends on where you're at and what time. It's a bigger season than you think it is.
It is. Now, in Columbus, Ohio, Nikki, the Ohio State Fair kicks off today, and I see that they have, as they do every year, they have the butter cows. But this year, they've got something even more special.
What do they have?
To celebrate the 50th...
The bagel display?
the 50th anniversary of the faking of the moon landings.
So what is that?
Well, they've got the Apollo 11 crew that all carved out of butter.
Great. I've never seen the butter stuff.
Now, you've never seen a butter cow?
I've never gone and seen the butter cow in my entire life.
You know, Nikki, there are a lot of things that you got to do as a kid that I never did.
I never got to go
Like
see the
stay
butter.
in a hotel. But, like, go on vacation.
Things like that.
But I'll tell you what, I seen that butter cow.
You've seen it? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen it.
I saw butter Darth Vader.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So it's the space stuff that they have now?
Yeah, it is. You got Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins all carved out of butter.
Are they life size or?
They're life size, Nikki. To celebrate the 50th anniversary of Apollo 11.
Okay. Do you get to go up to the butter, or is it like encased in a cooler or something?
Well, it's in a cooler, but I mean, it's a clear cooler, so there's basically glass around it.
Well, what happens
so you
to the
can't
butter when you're
expect
done?
if it's real.
What happens with the butter when you're done with it?
I don't know. Maybe they eat it.
Maybe.
Maybe
Does
they
it get
do.
donated or something? Or
Now,
do you
all
have
of a
like
sudden-
one big, really bad, like very, very big cheat day after the fair's over that everybody can go who works there?
Well, I love the sound
Just
of that.
take apart the butter stuff.
It's 2,200 pounds of butter. It took 500 hours to sculpt it.
I like slightly, like a salted butter, that Kerrygold stuff.
I like that too. An
Woo!
Irish sea salt
Just
butter.
a little something special,
I'll tell you what, guys. There are these bagels that we have in the freezer right now. I'm going to eat one of those.
They're good.
I'm going to rub it all over Buzz Aldrin's face.
You go to the fair, that's why it's enclosed, because if not, you go to the fair, you pull out a bagel and you just like walk past and you brush past it. Just take your bagel and just rub it on the person.
Listen, 2,200 pounds of butter is a lot of butter anywhere but the state fair.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And they're just like, oh, yeah, that's what we put on a fried Oreo.
I bet you they sell it to the next fair, and there they just use it for butter stuff, like for the food.
Man, that's not a bad idea. This could be a touring exhibit.
Could be.
Fantastic. You could have a butter bust.
We need to look, because we're going to the fair next week.
Yeah.
So we need to look and we need to make a plan.
You
on
have to go
what?
to the butter cow.
No, I don't want to.
You're going.
I've lived my life so far without seeing it. I don't want to see it.
No, you need to see it, because then all of a sudden you're like, when I achieved enlightenment was when I finally saw the butter cow.
That's not on my bucket list. I don't need to see the butter stuff. But we need to
You're going to
decide.
see the butter stuff.
We need to go decide what we want to eat while we're at the fair.
That's a good call, too. It's going to involve, I'm getting a fried Buckeye. I know that.
Okay, well, on the list, again,
Fried
we
Buckeye,
just need to work
bucket of
on that
fries,
before next
and
week.
then whatever we do before that. We'll probably have to go live. 2 hours of Nikki and I just sitting there like...
We got to bring you in on that. So that'll be next week. If you follow us at RadioU Riot on Facebook, whatever we do, you'll find it there.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
You know what? I actually had Uvoya comment on a tweet that I issued yesterday.
Oh, did you?
I did. Nikki, I don't know if you've heard, but a couple of weeks ago, maybe as far back as a month, a good friend of mine had a 4K Blu-ray player that is still under warranty from LG.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, I sent it to LG.
No, you need to go back and explain, like, how many times have you done this? How long has this been?
It's been going on for, I don't know how long, but it's never worked correctly. Mm-hmm. And I finally was like, man, I should check into the warranty on this, right? And so I sent it back for service, and they were like, yeah, the disc tray is broken. I was like, no, it's not. There's nothing wrong with the disc tray. Watch this. Push the button.
Ooh, it works.
Push it again. It works. Cool, right? So this last time, I sent it back for its second warranty service, knowing full well that they're not going to fix it.
Didn't you even call them and talk to them and say, hey, it's not?
No, they call you.
They call you.
They do. If you do warranty service, you fill out a form, which is not that hard, especially when you're on your third time.
You've got the form already.
I got the autofill in Chrome. It's just like bing, 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 bing.
It knows what to do.
So I did all that, and I told them, like, guys, now here's what you're going to do. You're going to just real quick look at it. You're going to, like, replace the rubber band and send it back to me. The rubber band's not broken.
That's not what we're dealing with.
Something's broken. So I got it back from them. Yes, today's Wednesday. I got it back Monday.
Yeah.
And so yesterday, while I was streaming, you can actually see me streaming at riot.radiou.com. I got the game and everything happening over here. And over on my left side, which you can't see, is me with my 4K Blu-ray player plugged in and running. And I was just like, all right, this will just give me a chance. I'm going to run a movie over there, and I can see it when it starts to mess up. 10 minutes into the movie.
Starts to mess up?
Boom.
You still have time to send it back.
I have 6
You're
days.
Not done with this yet.
I have 6 days.
You can still have a miracle.
My 1 year anniversary is July 31st.
And that's when the warranty's done?
Long. Yes. So last night, I got right back on their website, and I actually put in there, I was like, hey, I have 7 days left in this warranty. If you don't fix it, what happens?
You need a new one. They just need to send you a new player.
I even offered, I was like, can I have merchandise credit? Can I pay an upgrade fee? Will you send me another player instead of fixing this? And here's what's going to happen. I actually included in the email, I was like, the other option is that simply by attrition, I stop bothering you because my warranty ends in 6 days.
Oh, well, I think that's probably what they're hoping for.
I think that's
It's like, as long as that's not what we're choosing here.
Just to be clear, that's where we're headed.
Can you take it back to where you bought it from?
Do you think that I'm going to go to Best Buy with my receipt and this thing that's been returned to the manufacturer 3 times, and they'll be like, man, it's tough.
Why didn't you take it back earlier?
Sure is tough to be you, ain't it? Here, let us help you out.
You can't explain that the company is not honoring the thing that they made you buy when you were there, the warranty?
Yeah, Nikki, I don't know.
You want to go for lunch? Should we go for lunch?
Maybe you should go.
Should we go together?
I'll give you the receipt, and you can take it and be like, excuse me, sir.
I've tried so hard.
Hang on. I just have to cry.
No, I mean, you're really being wronged.
Oh, I agree.
Bigger picture, this isn't, like the worst thing that could happen, but it's still annoying.
Well, it annoys me that I think I paid $100 for it. That's not nothing, And the idea that I paid $100 for something that doesn't work and they're not going to fix it. And it's funny to be at the end of the process, and it's basically just like, oh, well.
That's wrong. I would try Best Buy.
You got a crappy one. Sucks, huh?
No.
You know what Best Buy's going to say? Like, we tried to warn you, and we tried to sell you an extended warranty because we know how frustrating it can be.
They knew you were going to need more time.
Because you decided not to buy the extended warranty, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to help you.
Well, you stay at it. You still have 6 days left.
Hey, man, I tweeted at them.
Yeah.
And they tweeted back at me last time, and they were like, well...
Is it the rubber band?
Just trust in the process.
Did they really?
Yeah, just send it back through the warranty system. So I'm doing it again, and I assume in a day or two they'll call me. I'll tell you this. On my second warranty service, they were in no hurry to get back to me.
Yeah.
And something tells me on my third one, I'll be lucky if they call me by the middle of next week.
We can do this. Okay, we can totally do this.
I'm losing faith in it, Nikki.
This is fine. We're gonna get you a 4K player that works. We're gonna figure this out.
Fine.
A Rotten Tomatoes score so high they refuse to make it public. The Riot on Radio U.
You know where we're headed with video games is the titles are getting so long that eventually it'll take us 20 minutes just to tell you the title of the game we played.
Why didn't they just call it, 3? Why does it have to have the tagline with it?
You need a subtitle.
You do?
You got to have a subtitle.
Then they should just call it the subtitle.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, the subtitle?
No, I mean, whatever the subtitle was.
So it would just be called The Black Order?
Yeah.
But Nikki, all that brand recognition with Marvel Ultimate Alliance, you can't say no to the brand recognition.
I guess you're right.
You spent all that money on those previous games without that brand recognition, you're not even getting that one made.
You wouldn't even know to make it into, go ahead and buy that one.
Nobody even knows what Marvel is. You've got to do something. Nikki and I have been laughing inappropriately for the last 10 minutes.
Oh, are you
5 minutes,
no,
maybe?
No, just a couple of minutes. It's not like it's just impressive. It is just very impressive. And she's okay, so that's fine.
That's why you can laugh about it. It's okay to laugh because she makes it. There's a 9-year-old girl from Odessa, Florida. She's on vacation with her parents.
At Yellowstone?
They're at Yellowstone National Park. Near, I guess they're near the Old Faithful Geyser in Yellowstone because that's the only thing anybody knows about Yellowstone. And so she gets charged by a bison and flown into the air. And
she's okay. She's okay. All right? She's okay.
She does like 3 or 4 flips. It flings her and she's just like...
She's just up and over. Up and over.
I mean, it's
and
not
I don't think
just...
that's her parents. Did you catch that?
Is it not?
I think it's just the 2 adults because there was a group of around 50 people. And I think that's just... Either she was in a group and those were adults who were watching all the kids, but they start running the other way and they leave her while she just gets flung around by this bison.
It's funny to me because it's like, okay, these adults are just like, I'm out. This 9-year-old child who needs assistance. And the bison's a bully. It doesn't pick an adult. I mean, like, at least
he doesn't know. You're not supposed to go near the animals there.
Yeah, that's what I love. The Park Service is like, listen, we told you guys to stay 25 yards away from the bison. Instead, you're like, hey, bison, I'm 9. I'm a girl. You're not strong enough to beat me.
They're not going to understand that.
Oh, my gosh, it's so funny.
So the video's gone viral, and that's out there today. The cutest thing, again, because this is very sad, it's wrong, and you wouldn't want that to happen to anybody that you know. But she had to go to the to be treated, and she went to the Old Faithful Clinic, which just makes you think of like a minute clinic, but it's not. It's just that's the clinic in that area.
That's where you go. She's been released, and remember, if you were there, it would be this awful thing.
But since we're not,
there, and all we can see is what looks like a little doll being fucking.
It's not nice. It's not nice. It's not nice. Don't think about it. It's not nice.
It would be so terrifying. Like this girl, like
she doesn't need to have this happen. She doesn't need to.
Can you imagine? You're 9, but like, how's she doing at 29? She sees anything with 4 legs and she freaks out.
And she's always known as the one from this video.
Either that or she's gonna turn into a big game hunter.
Oh.
She's just like, you know how I conquered my fear?
No, maybe.
I kill them all.
Maybe she'll be into conservation or something.
What do you think? She and this bison are going to be reunited so the bison can apologize?
She's going to spend the rest of her life making sure that they're protected.
Yeah. I'm sure that's it. Because if someone had been making sure they were protected, she would have been protected.
You're just not supposed to get this close to the animals. You go anywhere at Yellowstone. That's all you see. That's all you're told.
I want to try to flip you, Nikki.
You're not a bison.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I got to ask this question, Nikki. Before I left on my epic 14-week-long vacation, you were getting up and going to the gym before the show.
What?
Okay, it's not a thing anymore.
Well, no, I try to, and I literally get up every morning at the time that I'm supposed to. I have an alarm set and everything. Yeah, and then I just kind of snooze into it, and so I a lot of times go after, so I'll go before I go home.
Listen,
but I don't like that as much.
We're not shaming.
No,
this is
I know.
not about shaming.
No, I've noticed that there's different times of the day where different types of people go to the gym.
Okay,
my style,
that's a whole essay.
I prefer early in the morning. I just want to get it done. I don't want as many people there. I just want to get in and get out.
Well, the beautiful thing about the morning workout is that you you're done. And that's great. When all of a sudden you have to invest some of your afternoon or evening into it, it suddenly becomes way less interesting.
Exactly.
That is true.
So that's why I have everything always packed. Everything always ready to go.
Yeah.
Monday, I even wore my gym outfit, but yet I still went back to bed. I still came in, in time to do the show, but
that's what's important.
Not in time to do anything else. So that's all right.
I'm only on day 2, but I did get up and run again today.
You did? Yay!
My experiment now is going to be that my big concern is jet lag is absolutely a thing, and I went from. Basically, I'm about, I figured out it was about 8 hours off my schedule. And so I feel like I'm almost back to it, but I've been using the morning runs to force me
to get up
wake
early
up and go to get here and stuff. But today I ran this morning, but I've got a friend of mine that's like, hey, I want to start going to the gym. So I'm like, okay, I'll start going with you 3 afternoons a week.
Yeah.
And so I ran this morning and I'm going to the gym this afternoon.
That's a twofer.
What are you doing? I don't know how I'm going to do with that.
Maybe on those 3 days, maybe you just do the afternoon.
Well, I thought about that, but today I was like, dude,
yeah, you need to.
You have to actively fight against jet lag. You've got to go. You've got to get there. And so my compromise was I wore my Cookie Monster gym T-shirt today, and I felt like that would give me the inspiration I needed to push through.
Sure. Now, I want to just say in fairness on me for not getting up early to do that. I have 2 new puppies at home.
Yeah, you couldn't.
They like to sleep during the day, but not as much at night.
Sure.
So it's just been an adjustment. And before you know it, your alarm's going off and you haven't slept yet. So that's just what you got to do.
Hey, just to be clear, I also like to stay up at night and sleep during the day. So I completely understand that.
It's a great way to live, but it makes it hard.
I didn't really understand that my biggest problem, I guess, is that I'm just a big puppy. And, when you put it in terms like that, all of a sudden it's cute.
Makes sense, right? Sleep during the day, play at night.
He's just a puppy. No big deal.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the riot. Then they're worse. They're always worse. It's the Riot on RadioU.
Say what you want.
Illin with Kim Jong.
About Kim Jong-un, Nikki, but I'll tell you what, that guy is championing the case of fat acceptance around the world,
Is
right?
that what he's doing?
North Side!
Is that it? You finally brought out your North Side, North Korea stuff, right?
Well, Nikki, it's just one of those things that I think to myself, like, as a larger man, there's just things that I can't accomplish in this world because everybody looks down on me for being fat. And there we have a dictator that's kind of saying to me, like, hey, do you want to hold a country, a chokehold? Do you want to be a dictator? Don't let your weight dictate to you what you can and can't do.
What you can do as a dictator.
You can be a dictator too, Obadiah. You can. Don't let your weight hold you back.
I always think when I see him, the cuts of his clothes, like the style of
They're
it,
bad.
too,
It's
and
a poor
stuff. I'm
choice.
like, I don't know if that helps or makes that worse.
They say when you're fat, like what you want to do is wear big clothes because it feels more comfortable.
No, they say you're supposed to.
But what you're supposed to do is wear more form-fitting clothes because that actually makes you look smaller.
Makes you have somewhat of a shape.
Yeah, it's a muffin top, but it's still a shape.
Still a shape, and that can be looking better.
And hey, guys, what's the best part of the muffin? The stuff on top, right? I mean, come on.
You're right.
Okay. All right. The exciting thing about our friends
North Side!
up north, Nikki, is they got themselves a submarine now. Remember when they had a missile? And everybody was like, oh my gosh, they have a missile!
When you first read this, you're like, oh no, what are we going to do with this? And then you actually read into it.
North Korea is excited to let the world know that they got a submarine now.
So they say they have a new submarine, but it's actually not new.
Experts believe that this brand new submarine that they have is actually a 1950s Russian sub that has been retrofitted. Now, they do say that it's been retrofitted in such a way that it could fire an ICBM, which is an intercontinental ballistic missile, a.k.a. they could launch like a nuke at somebody from the submarine.
Sure.
So that's not necessarily a laughing matter. But here's the thing that I love. Is you ever find yourself in a position where, people are like, oh, you got a new car, and you have to say, well, it's new to me. Because it's not new, it's new to me.
Technically new, but you're a new owner.
That's what's happening in North Korea. But
how much do you think that costs to buy that?
Their answer is, no, it's new. It's new. It's new. All right, we put some new tires on it. It's new.
I don't think they were expecting people to recognize that it wasn't, that it's an old Russian sub.
Because in North Korea, they're like, what is Russia? You don't even know what that is. The people in North Korea don't get out very much. It's a thing. Yeah, they've got this new sub, and they're all excited about it. What do I think they paid for it? I don't know.
I just didn't know.
What does an old Russian sub cost you?
Does the dealer take it over to you? Do they write it over and then you get it? Or
And well, that's a good question. I was going to say, Nikki, one of the things that is hard when you're a dictator is like you're really out of touch with the common people. So like you don't even know what a loaf of bread costs. Like what does a block of cheese for the dictator cost? You're like you don't even know.
No, he eats a lot of cheese. Remember, that's been a long-standing story about him.
I know.
He knows the price.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, people just give him cheese?
I imagine he meets with this submarine dealer and he's like, I will give you a case of cheese.
This is why we could not be in politics. Because I don't think we could say we were the chosen people to go and help foster better relations, that sort of thing. Yeah. We'd be like, what are you, like, we know it's a Russian sub. It's an old thing. Like, we couldn't keep our mouth shut about the things that we see.
Look, I don't want to make you feel bad, but can we just be honest for a minute? This is an old Russian sub, okay? Like it's cool. It's cool that you're calling it the Korean Horsefstar, but like he's
just trying to, I think, for the people there, they don't know.
It's rough, right? I mean, it's just rough. You find yourself fat, you're eating cheese, you finally get yourself a new submarine, and everybody's like, it's not new.
It's new to you.
He's like, guys, just let me have a minute, okay? I traded away a whole case of cheese for this thing. Let me pretend this is a new sub just for a while.
Cost one case of cheese. Yeah!
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
There are a few things on Earth that I cherish. If you ask me, I'm just like, oh, I don't really care about stuff. But I do. I care about good coffee. That's a thing. I care about air conditioning. Mm-hmm. Okay, I care about hot water.
Yes.
I like running water, and I'm going to include in that, like, maybe what I really should say is just modern plumbing. Like, I like being able to flush. That's amazing. Think about how awesome flushing really is. It's awesome.
You'll add it to your list, too.
Yeah. It's in that mix. Another thing that I really love are French fries. Think about how great it is.
All the different types.
We have devalued the French fry because you're like, well, it's not good for you.
Actually, no.
It's just filler.
We've criminalized it as being the bad thing to have with the food.
And they're so good, right? And McDonald's French fries are spectacular. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. They want to badmouth them. They want to whatever. You roll into McDonald's and get some nice, warm, not super hot because you got to be able to eat them. But it's a nice, fresh McDonald's French fry.
Nothing better.
Man, it's almost as good as Flushing, right? It's so great. It is so great.
Now that you've put the two next to each other, it's kind of hard.
Well, there was a woman in Georgia who feels the same way I do about the McDonald's French fry. She loves it.
Yeah.
Okay, she does. But she also understands, just as I do, that the French fries need to be the right temperature or not so great.
Did she get mad?
Well, she went through the drive-thru. She got her French fries, and apparently they were cold. So she walks back in to complain.
I bet calmly she walks back in.
Maybe. I actually can't comment.
Okay.
But she walked in, and she was like, hey, these fries are cold. And the manager just said, you know what? I'll get you some hot fries. Hang on just a minute.
Nice. Problem solved, right?
And then just to emphasize her point, and I would say maybe just to put like a period on the sentence, to dot the lowercase j, she walked back with him to the fryer. She pulled her gun and fired a couple of shots at the floor.
At the floor?
Yeah.
Wait, this escalated. Why is she doing that?
Well, I think she's just doing it to teach that monkey to dance. Now, when I ordered hot fries, I meant it. And just in case you think I'm...
Oh, you're shooting at the feet so that you're...
Just in case you think I'm kidding.
Sure. We're serious. I thought she was going to shoot at the fryer.
Oh, well, that's not going to fix anything.
Well, I know. That seemed it'd be pointless.
And in fairness, Nikki, she didn't hurt the manager. She just let him know that when it came to the French fries...
She's serious.
She meant business about the French fries. And I'll tell you what, couple incidents like that, and when you go to make fries, you're either going to lay on the floor and cry as you recall the terrifying incident, or you're going to really pour your heart and soul into the French fries.
You're going to do your job well.
Yeah. Now, the only thing is that when she went ahead and punctuated her sentence with a couple of gunshots, she did end up, after leaving with her hot fries, she did end up getting pulled over.
Yeah, you're not allowed to actually do that.
She's now under arrest, and her name has not been
You got to slow your roll, and you got to realize what I'm going to do right now. Is that going to hurt the situation or help it? And if it's going to hurt it, then maybe you don't get fries anytime soon if you're going to get in trouble. So maybe it's best you don't do that.
I mean, the one thing to keep in mind a lot of times is that a smile will get you something a gun never will. You just walk back in with a smile and be like, hey, listen, I want you to know I love French fries, and you guys have great fries. This right here, this is a poor representation of this fine organization.
Was she concealing carrying, or was she just like carrying?
Well, I mean,
are you allowed to bring a gun into McDonald's? Or does it have the sign? And she wasn't paying attention to the sign if there is one.
I'll just tell you right now, don't even know the answer.
Don't know?
I don't know. So, I don't know, Nikki.
Seems like if she was concealing carrying like the right way, she probably would not have just done that. Maybe she just had a gun.
I just want some fries.
I know you do.
You're listening to a morning show hosted by two people who absolutely despise getting up in the morning.
Will you give me a break one time?
The Riot, Radio U.
Nikki, I'm getting a little worried about you.
Why?
Well,
because we hosted the Christmas in July channel. Is that why?
I mean, I'm excited about the Christmas in July channel.
You can listen to through the end of the month. It's up at RadioU.com and our Radio U Roku channel and our Radio U app.
You guys know that was deflecting, right?
Was it? Actually, it really was.
Yeah, because, I go away.
Yeah.
Just for a week. With a week and a day.
Your vacation.
A vacation, all right. While I'm gone, you get 2 puppies.
Yeah.
Okay. You eat like crazy.
Well, no, I tried some items of some food fight items that we did not have a chance to get to while you were gone.
Yep. Okay. And then just casually, you say to me in the studio, I think I'm going to get another piercing.
I think I want to. I've been thinking about it for a few months now, and they say that you're not supposed to just act on that. You're supposed to think about it.
Right.
So I think I would like to.
Well, I'm glad that you talked to me about it, because here's what I'm seeing. I think that you're going off the rails a little bit.
I think so.
We're buying puppies. We're getting piercings. And I'm concerned that if you go in...
Any more peas?
I'm concerned if you go in for a piercing, that you're going to pull a puppy. And you're going to be like, you know what? Let's do 2.
While I'm there, I'll just get 2.
What else you got? You got any tattoos back there?
I can get something else.
What about a flaming bird on my cheek?
I think it's been a while, and I think I would like to get another one.
What are you going to pierce?
I think I want to do my septum. The nose.
Please don't.
Should we do a Riot poll?
Please don't do that.
I think I want to do that one. Because I already have my nose pierced, but it's the one underneath. It looks very nice if you get a very simple hoop. Very simple, minimal, not too much, just not a horseshoe.
Honestly, you could have said
just a light one. Anything else?
But that.
Really? You don't like that one?
I don't, because I feel like I think of 2 things.
A bowl?
One, yes, I just think of a bowl, and I want to make all kinds of jokes.
You like, could do that.
I want to dig my heels in when I see you. And the other thing that, again, I don't care, whatever, but there's something about the hoop through the septum that makes me want to rip it out.
Well, yeah.
I don't care about nose ring. You get a hoop in
Nothing
your nose ring,
else?
fine. You get it in your ear, fine. You wherever, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want me to see.
Should I do a lip ring?
The septum, I'm just like, I'm taking it.
What do you think? Should I do a lip ring?
Yeah.
Should I do an eye ring?
Sure.
Or, an eyebrow ring?
Go for it.
Anything besides the one thing I wanted?
Yeah, that's right.
I just wanted the nose one. That was all I wanted.
Oh, it's going to take me a long time to get used to that.
Well, I'm not sure again, maybe during the fundraiser. No, I'm just teasing if we raise it up. Can someone come into the studio? Do you want to do it here?
Probably.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I could get that worked out.
We could do a Riot road trip.
Don't worry about it. I'll get you down.
We get matching ones? No? Yes?
No way.
The show that pierces together stays together.
We've been together long enough.
Okay,
I don't need no piercing.
We don't even have to.
Here's the thing, and I'm really not being glib. I mean this. I had reconstructive surgery on both of my arms, and each time I had piercings.
Yeah.
I had 5, or in one case 6 pins sticking all the way down into my bone, all the way out. And I went to the doctor, and they took a pair of pliers, and they just yanked them out one at a time. It was the most excruciatingly painful experience of my life, and I hope to never repeat anything like that. So when you tell me that you want to jab metal through me and leave it hanging out, the answer is no.
Not even. Okay. Well, you can come with me if I get it done.
That's sure. Fine.
And you guys don't need to text me pictures of bowls with the nose ring.
Carl,
you guys don't need to do that.
Yes.
I don't know. Is that helpful or is it not helpful? I just want a simple ring.
Just send us a picture of a cow with an enormous nose ring.
That's not what I'm going for. I want a very small hoop just there. That's all I would like.
You know, Nikki, it's your body. And if I've been told anything, I better not, as a man, tell a woman what to do with her body.
Correct. No, but I like your input. And now I know that that's the worst one that I could get and sit next to you every day with it in.
You know what, Nikki?
But I'll see what I want to do.
Get an ear piercing where it's like a bone that's like 12 inches long and it just hangs out of your ear. Fine.
My ears are full. I don't really want to get any more.
That's not true. There's plenty of room.
Well, with our headphones that we wear every day, I don't want to add another one to my ears.
What about our nose phones?
I don't have anything with my nose, and I don't wear glasses, so maybe I could do something with an eyebrow.
At the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. But,
all right, I'll think about it. It was just something, to think about.
It's your call.
Just to do.
What if we just got tattoos all over your face? That would be easier for me to look at.
I am so disappointed that the one thing I wanted is the thing that you despise the most.
And why does that surprise you?
It is.
And why does that surprise you?
I could just get one small, simple little septum little nose thing, and you would just hate it till the day you die.
But, Nikki, it doesn't mean I don't love you.
No, now I'm just going to think about it every time.
Good.
Man, all right. To ruin it.
Right now, your mom's like, here's $100.
She's paying you on the side.
Say that to her again.
She won't do it then.
There's one of these hundreds in it for you every time you tell her that.
If you're looking for all the funny moments you missed during the riot, we apologize. You won't find them here. There weren't any. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, I've got a message here from Lexi in Columbus. She says, Nikki, I love my septum piercing. Do what you want.
Gotta do me. No, but you don't like it, and I would like that to be what I want to get. So.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, Lexi's right. It's
just whatever I want to do.
I mean, it's what you want. But as we were talking about it, this is a place. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but the Riot is a location where we offer unsolicited opinions.
It's about everything.
It's basically the job. So Nikki actually, we heard back from Lexi again. She said, did it hurt?
Well, I wondered if it hurt like a lot or a little.
Lexi says, not too bad. Pretty similar to the regular nose piercing. I started with a little gold hoop, but due to work restrictions, I switched to a little gold twist retainer. It peeks out and I can flip it up and hide it.
See, my nose piercing didn't hurt at all. I didn't even cry. So not even a little.
Wow,
so I should be fine.
But
I went with a group of people and I feel like I need that friend support.
Yeah. The idea of me getting my septum pierced after I went to the doctor and paid thousands of dollars for them to break it and reset it.
Oh, for your nose thing?
And I spent 10 days in recovery and then got a really bad sinus infection.
Why does everything I want to do remind you of something that you've had done medically? It's like, why is that? You just had a lot done.
I don't know. I've had a lot done.
You don't want to.
I've had a few tucks.
You don't want to touch your nose. Your nose is a very delicate thing.
Very delicate.
You had the not the
deviated septum.
That thing, yeah. So you had that worked on. So you're fine. You're perfectly fine.
Yeah. So Nikki, go crazy, right?
Thank you, Lexi, for texting me. I appreciate that.
Let's jam that thing up in there. We should be a Riot Skips Work. Nikki gets a piercing.
I would do it.
Call the piercing place. Make sure they're okay with us shooting. And we'll just go over there and let's not do an edit. Let's not have Eric in. I'm talking live.
You want to do the whole thing live? The trip and all?
All of it. The whole freaking thing.
I'd be up for it.
That's some real reality TV right there.
That's
not Love Island. This is piercing. What's a P
Bayou?
word for? No.
Oh, piercing.
I like piercing bayou. We'll take it.
No, but you're wanting a pee thing, aren't you?
I am, yeah. The first thing I thought was piercing pituitary, but that's a gland.
No, we want some sort of land thing.
What's a land thing that starts with P?
Pugent sound? No.
Pugent? Piercing? No.
Piercing. Oh, is there anything that would work for that?
Land word starts with P.
Come on. Oh my gosh, Alyssa. Paradise. Piercing Paradise.
Piercing Paradise.
The new reality show.
Peninsula. Piercing Peninsula.
That works too. Piercing Paradise Peninsula. We could throw all of them in there.
And I like Peninsula because, it's something that sticks out.
How did we not know Peninsula?
I don't know.
How did we not notice that? How did we not get that one on our own?
I like Corey's Plateau. Piercing. Holy crap, did the whole world just text us Peninsula? Sorry, guys.
Sorry, we didn't. Province?
Piercing
That's
Province.
Awesome. Thank you, Samantha. That's a good one.
Which one? So what do you think? Piercing.
Throw them all in. Piercing, Paradise, Province, Peninsula.
Okay.
On
right.
CBS All Access all this summer.
No, it's only from the Riot, and it's free.
Yeah, we provide everything for free.
Yeah. So where do you...
Oh, like Picard on CBS.
Piercing Picard on CBS. Join Patrick Stewart as he, in between filming, gets a nose ring with Nikki.
Everybody will want to watch it. It's going to get picked up for another season?
I would actually pay to watch that.
Surprisingly, yes.
You and Captain Picard?
Mostly you're paying for Picard.
No,
I think you are.
I'm paying for the interaction.
In case you're wondering, yes, we do get complaints.
They have gone too far. This time, they are going to be held accountable.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Man, come on, guys. What is this meat without the meat stuff?
It is a trend.
What are we doing? It's crazy.
So now if you go to most fast food places, there's some sort of alternative meat. Beyond Meat, Impossible.
That sounds terrifying.
It's every place. They have their own partnership with whatever.
Like, hey, look, we've got this meat here that has everything in it but meat.
Well, people like to feel like they have an alternative if they don't want to have actual meat.
They're like, no, I want some butt meat. Carve up that cow.
Don't say that. It's an assortment. Whenever they put that together.
Well, Dunkin' Donuts is the latest to climb on board. They are developing, they're not developing, they have developed, and they are planning on rolling it out. But as far as locations now, just Manhattan, like inside New York City, you were able to buy the meatless sausage sandwich.
That starts today.
That's a terrible idea.
It is they're using Beyond Meat. So if you're familiar with that company, it's a sausage breakfast sandwich. And that'll be, actually, no, it's across of 163 locations across Manhattan.
Yeah, so it's basically in most of the locations in Manhattan, but in Manhattan only.
Correct. I didn't know they have that many there, but apparently they do.
That's a dense urban center. That needs a lot of donuts.
You need a lot of spots there. So, yeah, Beyond Meat. Impossible Foods is the other one that's kind of like the competition.
Yeah. Well, here we are, the $4.29 sandwich that will become available nationally at some point. But it is Impossible Sausage. Or no, Beyond Meat.
Beyond Meat. It's theirs. Sausage. It's their sausage for the breakfast sandwich. It's a meatless
sausage.
Looks, I guess, pretty good. Most of the stuff now, you don't even notice the difference.
I don't know. I would give it a shot. I would. I'm afraid that it would make me sick because everything does, but I'd give it a shot.
You do not do as well if you don't know if there's filler stuff.
Yeah,
and
soy always makes me sick.
Yeah, like there's filler stuff, obviously, if you're just having meat. Like, that's not just ground up beef.
Yeah, but it's meat filler.
But your body's used to that one. It's had years to practice it. So we're just not sure what would happen with this.
I'd give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'm in for it.
We just never do Dunkin' Donuts because we're here during prime Dunkin' hours.
And there's not one near us.
Well, it's not too far away.
Point.
That way. It's 2 big roads over that way.
Too far.
But it's just not, like, I'm not going to Dunkin' outside of morning hours. I just don't. And so I feel like I don't think we'll have a chance to try it.
What did I tell you guys earlier? Was it today or yesterday? But it's like I cannot allow myself to become a donut frequenter. Like, oh, yeah, I was just in the donut shop the other day. No, that is like special occasions. More often than Doritos, but not often. Not once a week. Certainly not once a week.
Can't do that. And so you feel like if you went there, you'd be tempted to partake in the other stuff?
Oh, I mean, I'm not going to a donut shop without a donut. I'm going to get a sandwich and a donut.
Well, Duncan is trying hard to make sure you realize it's not just donuts.
That's fine.
You can have the alternative sandwich as well. So Derek texted in and said $4.29 for a breakfast sandwich. What's the meat alternative? Gold flakes? Thanks, Derek. I don't know if that's Manhattan prices. It very well could be.
Did anybody else feel like their dad just texted, like, what's in there, gold?
If not, if you're telling your dad
they got a TV in there or something,
you can use this joke if you want to.
Fantastic.
Thanks for texting anytime you want to. All the jokes you can send to us about it.
Hey, I like a good joke.
You're welcome
good
to
stab.
it. 877 Radio U. Text anytime.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
Boy, I'm all belchy.